just warming up a little bit after a cold and soggy wet run in the North Face Vectiv Enduris 4. All right, let's replace a Solomon here. Put the North Face there. Actually, we're going to lead off with a comment of the day. Lexington476 said, "Clearly, I don't get out enough. I did not even know the North Face made running shoes." Frankly, a lot of people don't realize, you think of outerwear, you think of jackets, you think of ski equipment, all sorts of, climbing gear, but running shoes? In fact, they do. And it's been a little while since I've tested a North Face running shoe. Here it is once again on your screen, the Enduris 4, okay? And question of the day, what has been your favorite trail running shoe to run in the last 12 months, all right? Especially now, at least in the Northern Hemisphere, the snow is melting, the trails are opening. We're so close, at least in Colorado, to really getting out there and hitting the trails. And yes, today it was nice and muddy. You can see it. Nothing like a white trail running shoe, you know what I mean? To make it, and the dirt where I was running was basically red dirt, and so it's stained for good, that is for sure. All right, here we go. Let's dive into it. Upper first, gusset on the tongue, all right? Or sorry, semi-gusset on the tongue. Actually, let me just confirm that. Okay, debatable. I'm going to actually say gusset, full gusset on the tongue, not over plush through the tongue. The eyelet chain stout and laid on top of the foot perfectly. Not a ton of extra padding, so if you're looking for really plush on the heel counter for your Achilles tendon, this might not be the shoe for you. And it is just, it is kind of I'll put in a quote-unquote a basic mesh upper, all right? It did the trick, I will continue testing, but I don't know. I'd be curious to see how it would perform in hot temperatures, 80, 85 degrees Fahrenheit through that upper. All right, this midsole is where it gets really exciting. Soak it in. 41 in the heel, 35 in the forefoot for a 6mm drop. All right, some people like 6mm, some people prefer a little higher. I think 6 for trail shoes is a good one. All right, it's got that supercritical foam, nitrogen infused TPU. This creates a reduced weight and increased longevity when compared with standard EVA foams. It's got a TPU plate through the midsole. All right, TPU plate. I wish I had more insight as far as a 3D rendering of that midsole just to see. I'm going to say, now I was in the mud more than rocks today. For the mud, well, I almost went down. But I didn't. I caught myself. It was great. I almost fell. But, okay, we'll get to the outsole here in a second. But as far as that midsole reacting to the mud and negotiating some rocky parts, but not a lot of rocks, again, we'll keep testing. It did great, okay? Now, that stack height is going to scare some people away. If you are prone, all right, and I don't think I am. I used to be probably 5 or 6 years ago, but I would say my ankles have improved over the last 5, 6 years of just, lots of trail running where I don't roll my ankle very often. Be careful. Tip of the day. If you are prone to roll, or your ankles, you're a newer runner, you're a rookie, you're just getting into it, I would not go run on the trails in this shoe or any trail shoe, frankly, with a higher stack height than really like in the heel, higher than 35. This is 41, so that's pretty high, and if you're just not used to negotiating those rocks, rolling an ankle can happen. It just does, and it's not fun when it happens, all right? And for me, I haven't rolled an ankle on the trails probably 3 or 4 years, and again, it just takes time to adapt to that type of terrain. It's a surface control rubber, tacky. If I can find it, I'm gonna say I'm going with 3 to 4, leaning toward 4 for those outsole lugs. Love them. Frankly, they look a little bit like Solomon's. I'm just putting it out there. I love the lugs, love the grip. And this was a perfect day out there in the rain and the freezing temperatures to test. Actually, it wasn't freezing. It was like 40 degrees, but it felt cold out there to test these lugs. Like I said, I almost went down. I think that was the only time I slipped really bad. And I caught myself, I think, in part because those lugs really performed well in the mud. And it is, I'm actually seeing here, there's a piece of mud covering it. 4mm. That is cool. North Face. I appreciate those. It's imprinted right on the outsole. Traction 4mm. Awesome. Thank you for the insight there. Now, how would I use this shoe moving forward at $159. Decent. I know, and it is available down below from Running Warehouse. Thanks for picking up your running shoes and running gear from Running Warehouse using the links below in the description. It helps me make these daily vlogs, all right? So if you just click on any link down there in the description, it will then connect me to Running Warehouse. You guys know the drill by now. $159, I'm a buyer. I'm actually kind of shocked that it's not more, because trail shoes are always a little bit more usually than road shoes. Build quality, wow. Okay, one drawback, I just thought of this, is break-in time. So would I race in the shoe? How would I personally would consider it for a 50K, but it's a little heavy. There's the weight in my size with a little mud. Actually, that's not bad. Just under 10, that's not bad, but it's a little heavy for my liking for racing. But if you're looking for a shoe that's got the grip and build quality, and again, I just keep going back to the price, like that's pretty awesome. So I think it's gonna go and go and go. Is it gonna go as much as a Salomon or a La Sportiva? I'm looking at a La Sportiva down there. I'm not positive on that. It's feeling to the touch like you can get 500, 600, 700 miles out of this shoe. Oh yeah, and again, the drawback. I'm a little scatterbrained right now after the cold and frigid temperatures. So again, the drawback is just the break-in time. I think it's gonna take 100 miles before it starts to breathe a little bit under step. Maybe 50, depending on your body type, but I'm gonna say about 100 miles before the midsole really breaks in. One last point, and then we'll close it out, is the overlays through the toe box and the toe cap stout. So you're gonna kick a rock, you're gonna kick a root, you're not gonna feel it. Great toe cap. And the overlays, my feet, okay, they did get wet by the end, but I would say for 80 to 90% of the run, my feet were feeling good. They weren't that wet at all. And these overlays on that toe box helped a lot. All right, that's it. Closing it out there. Onward we go. I'm a buyer. I'm excited, North Face. Thank you for sending. And of course, we will toss it to, I already asked the comment of the day, or question of the day, did the comment of the day, and now we toss it to the trail running shoe playlist right there. All right, seek beauty, work hard, and love each other. See you tomorrow.